That's not a star.
It's a spaceship.
Get it!
The paint box!
That'll impress. Yes,
Leo,
that'll
no!
impress. Yes, that'll impress.
I told you to let me do it. You've overloaded him.
Everything's as good as new.
Everything except Vic.
Tricky D's glitter ship is now docking in the Infinity Diner arrivals bay. The diner has been fully refurbished, but the VIC-60's system overload has not been rectified. The VIC's auto restart cannot be initiated without a live energy cell to provide the necessary power surge.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Touchdown.
Customers. Gal, come on. They're here.
He's tricky.
Good evening, madam. Sir, welcome to Infinity Diner. I'm Murdo, your waiter.
Intergalactic pink. My favorite color.
I knew it.
If you'd like to come this way. Allow me to introduce you. This is Lil.
Hygiene and decor consultant.
Marvelous.
And I can see you're an excellent one at that.
You did this all yourself.
Yes, you pook ship. Well, almost. Our VIC-60 did help.
And this is Pepper Joe.
Chef de cuisine. I was the 2989 master chef of the universe.
Of course you were. And what mouth-watering delights have you whipped up for us?
Oh, it's just a trifle. A trifle? How nice. No, it's a cake, actually. Pepper Joe's Trilenium layer cake. Real cooking, of course. Of course. And I had to do everything myself. With a little help from our VIC-60.
And this is... Gal. Excuse me a moment. Gal, quick. They're here.
They're all burnt out. Every one of his restart cells.
Is there a problem?
He won't be a moment. Just a slight technical hitch with our VIC-60.
All VIC-60 robots have a cell frame designed around the same structure. Blocks of cells are placed side by side. The distinctive feature of the VIC-60 is the sequence in which the cells are loaded. Blocks of energy cells alternate with blocks of memory cells and blocks of function cells. In a similar way, music can be made up from sections or blocks of sound put together in a sequence. The sequence created in this way is called the music structure.
Hi, I'm Maura Clerkin, and this is the dance group Clerkin Works. We're working on a dance routine for this piece of contemporary Irish music. The music has a pattern to it, a structure. It has a main theme which keeps coming back, and two other themes which are only played once. What we can do is mirror the music with our movements. Okay, so here's the main theme. Okay, so that was a smooth reel. It seems to have a sort of never-ending quality to it. So we've made up a bit of dance with some nice circular motion. There's a circle. We thread through one circle, and then we wind back the other way. We use smooth steps gliding along the floor to reflect this section of music. The first contrasting section is totally different to the main theme. music is bouncy. It's like a march, and that suggests to us travelling in straight lines. The lines we dance are vertical, horizontal, and diagonal. For the bounciness of the music, we do a hopping step. The other contrasting section is different again. We can show this contrast by changing the steps, which are more rhythmic. There are two gaps in the music which we fill by clapping. Those are our movements for all the sections. When there's a change in the music, there's a change in the dance.
He won't be a moment. Just a slight technical hitch with our Vic 60. Hurry, gal, up, Lil. If you'd like to take a seat.
Could I serve you some Trilenium layer cake?
Come on, gal. The Pook's here.
There's something about these that looks familiar. I know I've seen them somewhere recently.
Oh, how charming. How does it work?
That's it. That is it!
That's what?
When they stopped making Vic 60s, there must have been energy cells left over
Until someone bought them up.
and made Lumi flowers.
Made from all recycled materials,
they are not only amusing decorative ornaments, but they double as a lamp.
Hello, Megacom. Yes, I know it's only 2 minutes of transmission. We're ready for you now, sir. If you could just move that rusty old heap out of the way.
He is not a rusty old heap. PJ, Murdo, get the Lumi flowers, quick.
Whatever for?
Because Vic needs them.
Oh, I see. Pardon me, Pook.
If you could just move that piece of old junk, it's spoiling the look of the whole show.
What do you mean he's spoiling it? He created it.
And he created that cake you're eating.
They won't move it. We'll have to shoot round it. 30 seconds to Trilenium. Let's get the party started. Cue the celebrities. Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's that time, and you've joined us with just 10 seconds to go to the Trilenium. Tell a lie. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Trilenium!
What a wonderful machine!
We're delighted, so excited. Please feel free to celebrate Trilenium. It's our pleasure. You're at leisure. There's no fee, so welcome to infinity. Day in, day out, it's party time. Week in, week out, dress up and dine. Month in, month out, no stopping infinity. Day in, day out, it's party time. Week in, week out, dress up and dine. Month in, month out, no stopping infinity. Fries bits, just enough to please you. Pepper, just enough to tease. Cooper, just enough to sweeten. Celebrate Trillennium. Fries bits, give a taste that's minty. Pepper, and a spicy hint. Snake root makes a crispy eating. Welcome to infinity. Day in, day out, it's party time. Week in, week out, dress up and dine. Month in, month out, no stopping infinity. Day in, day out, it's party time. Week in, week out, dress up and dine. Month in, month out, no stopping infinity. Rush it, flush it, rub it, scrub it. Get on your dancing shoes, celebrate Trillennium. Slush it, wash it, buff it, fluff it. Give it the full shampoo. Welcome to infinity. Day in, day out, it's party time. Week in, week out, dress up and dine. Month in, month out, no stopping infinity. Day in, day out, it's party time. Week in, week out, dress up and dine. Month in, month out, no stopping infinity.
Wow. What a sensation. Marvellous. Oh, sensation.
You may have noticed the structure of the song Infinity Diner. The chorus of the song is sung 4 times.
Day in, day out, it's party time. Week in, week out, dress up and dine. Month in, month out, no stopping infinity.
It alternates with the 3 verses.
We're delighted, so excited. Fries bits, just enough to please you. Pepper, just enough to tease. Slush it, wash it, buff it, fluff it.
This is a particular kind of musical structure. It is called rondo form. In rondo form, one section of music keeps being repeated. It alternates with contrasting sections. This is an example of a piece written in rondo form. Listen for the theme which is repeated.
Trillennium and the Millennium. Well, all the celebrities are here, and they're getting on down and having a good time. The Ponytail of Mars, the last vestige of Venus. Tricky D's Trillennium Party is the event of the millennium.
People keep asking about the recipe for the Trillennium layer cake. Someone said they'd never tasted less gravity in a cake.
Well, I heard the Pook say that she'd like you to select the colours for her planet for next season.
Murdo hasn't spilled one glass of Plutonana squish.
And I have finally found a use for those useless Lumi flowers. But now I've got nothing to sell. I'm out of a job.
Not if you don't want to be. What does this sound like?
Gal Gallagher.
Vic Technician.
An Infinity Diner.
That sounds great.
Well, what a sensational party this is. But wait a minute. Little bird tells me we've run out of time.
Oh, what a shame.
So it is au revoir from the Pook and me.
Oh, it was lovely.
Thank you, dear. And from our host at Infinity Diner.
Pepper Joe, chef de cuisine.
Lil, hygiene and deco consultant.
Murdo, your greater waiter.
Gal Gallagher, Vic Technician Supremo.
And the one who made it all possible.
It was nothing.
Vic 60!
Crosby, just enough to please you. Pepper, just enough to tease. Cooper, just enough to sweeten, celebrate Trillennium.
Slosh it, wash it, buff it, and fluff it. Give it the full shampoo.
Welcome to infinity. Day in, day out, it's party time. Week in, week out, dress up and dine. Month in, month out, no stopping infinity. Day in, day out, it's party time. Week in, week out, dress up and dine. Month in, month out, no stopping infinity. No stopping infinity. No stopping, there's no stopping infinity.
Transmission ends.
Hello, my name is Barbara. Did you see the rabbit hopping about? I have a story about a rabbit just like him. There was a girl called Ella. Ella's daddy had a rabbit whose fur was grey and white. His face was grey, his muzzle white, and he had long whiskers. Ella's father was very proud of this rabbit because he had won lots of prizes in many shows. Daddy picked up the rabbit and stroked him. Ella wanted to stroke him too, but she knew she had to ask permission. Daddy let her stroke the rabbit, and the rabbit winkled his nose at Ella and blinked his big brown eyes. Ella thought he was lovely. The next day, Ella woke up. She got out of bed and opened her curtains. Outside, the sky was pink and fluffy, just like the inside of the rabbit's ears. Ella wondered if the rabbit was awake yet. She decided to see for herself. She quickly dressed and went outside to the garden shed to look at him. When she reached the shed door, she hesitated. She knew she should ask permission from her daddy. He was asleep and she shouldn't wake him. She only wanted a quick look at the rabbit, just to say hello, and that wasn't naughty, was it? She opened the door. The rabbit lived in a hutch in the garden shed, at the bottom of the garden. The rabbit was asleep, but when he heard Ella approaching, he pricked up his ears and wrinkled his velvety nose. Ella stroked his nose through the metal grill with her fingertips. She wanted to give him a proper stroke. Surely it wouldn't be naughty to open the door. Just a tiny bit. She opened the door. Quick as a wink, the rabbit whizzed out of the hutch and out of the shed. Oh no, cried Ella. If Daddy finds out the rabbit's missing, he'll be cross. I must catch the rabbit quickly. The rabbit happily hopped across the lawn. He stopped in front of the lawnmower and nibbled a delicious dandelion leaf. Ella saw the rabbit and crept across the lawn and reached out to grab him. But the rabbit squiggled and squirmed out of Ella's hands and jumped over the lawnmower. The rabbit hopped across some plant pots, knocking them over, spilling the soil everywhere. Then he hopped onto the wheelbarrow, and as Ella approached, he hopped off. By now, the sun was high and golden. Ella knew that soon her daddy would wake up and come to feed the rabbit. She had to catch him quickly. The rabbit hopped along and onto the flower beds. Ella raced after him. Round and round the flower beds ran the rabbit, and round ran Ella. The rabbit trampled on the flowers. Ella trampled on the flowers. Soon all the flowers were squashed. There were some steps leading down to the fence, and along the steps were some strawberries. Covering the strawberries was a net. Ella saw the net and had an idea. Perhaps she could use the net to catch the rabbit. She picked up the net and tried to throw it over the rabbit, but instead she threw it over herself. She was all tangled up. Meanwhile, the rabbit sat down to have a good scratch. He looked back at Ella with amusement. He then hip-hopped down the garden steps and squeezed through a hole under the fence. Ella untangled herself from the net and saw the rabbit disappear with horror. She had to catch him somehow, as now it was time for Daddy to wake up. In the house, Daddy's alarm clock jingled and jangled. He he slowly woke up. I must feed the rabbit, he thought, and got out of bed. Ella peered through the hole in the fence. In the field, the rabbit sat and scratched. But then, from the corner of his eye, he saw an enormous cat looking at him. The cat licked his lips and menacingly waved his tail. The rabbit was terrified. He bolted under the fence, up the steps, along the flower bed, onto the wheelbarrow, over the lawnmower, across the lawn, into the shed, and into his hutch. Ella raced after him and slammed the hutch door closed. She was so relieved. The rabbit was safe. Just then, she heard her daddy coming. Hello, Daddy. Said Daddy.
Aliens. I knew it. Lance was kidnapped by aliens.
Help me get my boy back.